For as long as I can remember, I've been scared of squirrels. Now, hear me out. This sounds crazy, but it's not that I'm afraid a squirrel can take my life. Duh. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But a squirrel is going to mess you up because, see, my problem with squirrels is that they're poor decision makers. All right? You see a squirrel, and they always either wait till you get right up on them to try to run, and then they always run one way and then the other when they could just easily run up the tree. You see them in the street when you're driving, and then they run one way and then the other. They panic. They're poor decision makers. So where does that? How does that do with me? If a squirrel sees me and it panics and it makes the wrong choice, now we're both in the same space, and that squirrel is going to do what it has to do to protect itself, namely clawing or biting. I mean, have you ever seen like a squirrel like bite into an acorn? I don't want that on my face. I don't want that on my hands. It's terrifying. And you might be saying, "Oh, Brian, that's crazy. Squirrels would never do anything like that." Well, I have a story for you. My sister walks her dog in the backyard. So she opens up the screen, lets the dog out, the dog does its business, so on and so forth. One day, she opens the screen, lets the dog out, looks on the fence, there's a squirrel. The squirrel is bothered by the dog. What does it do? It panics and it makes a poor decision. What's the decision that it makes? It decides to run all the way across the fence. Mind you, it was like, a good deal away, jump on my sister's chest, and then into the house. Now, maybe this is a devious squirrel and it was always planning on getting in the house. I don't think so, based on what it did in the house, which was run around crazy. Now, that that story ended okay. It could have been worse. It could have jumped on her and then went into her shirt or just clawed her face. It's all terrible. It's all terrible, and I don't want anything to do with it. And if I see a squirrel and it's not moving, I'll walk across the other street. I'll walk across the street to the other side. I don't want to deal with it because squirrels are terrible decision makers.